So, hello everybody, welcome back. So, I wanted to talk to you right now about the things that not everybody will tell you, and the things that you are very likely miscalculating. Um, you are very likely not taking this into consideration when dealing with Tiowaki, um, with the apocalypse situation or whatever. And you know, I right now, for example, we are in a power outage. We had no power since, I don't know, probably around 3 or 4 hours ago. Um, but frankly, I was kind of scared when this thing started, because I was thinking that, okay, this is finally it. We are going to have a national power outage again. So I oh crap, because I don't know why this power outage for today, it felt differently than the other power outages. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. But frankly, I'm happy that I'm wrong, because there are other communities that do have power. So I'm kind of okay. And so before I continue, I wanted to remind you that if you wanted to buy me a coffee, you can do that in the link down below. If you wanted to help me out, you can also send an Amazon gift card. The email is down below. And I do have some books in Gumroad. The link is also down below. And for all other ways to help me out, there is a video that I have on the Amazon wish list that that I currently have, which, by the way, I'm working on that one, because I'm changing it. And I'm changing it because I have made so many miscalculations. Oh crap, you have no idea. That's why I'm changing the freaking list. This is the third time that I'm going to change it. And I'm changing it because of these videos. In the sense that when I talk to you, sometimes I realize that I'm missing things. Or when I'm talking to you, I try to make it from the perspective of you. And so when I do that, I kind of question myself a lot. This is also why I have made these videos 4 times. And the 4 times, it was, this is the 4th one. The other 3 times I did it, but I think that in the other 3 videos, you would have probably think that it was like an overreaction or something. And quite frankly, some of you would have been, I don't know, scared out of their minds and stuff like that, because of all the things that I say. So right now, for example, like I said, we are in a power outage. And guess what? This is like the 4th time in this year in which I have to give room for the anti-allergies and stuff. And I have to, if I have daylight or whatever, I have to run to try to get them and have them ready, the anti-allergy medication, because there is fire. There is actually a fire. I have no idea where, but it is very, very, very bad. And because we need to keep the windows open, because otherwise we will probably boil inside our houses, because we don't have winter here like in other countries like Canada or whatever. At least not in my city. We have that in my country, but not in my city. Anyway, point being that there is a fire nearby. So in terms of how bad the smell of that black smoke thing is, depending upon where I am exactly in my house, if I am inside my house, it's probably around 3 to 10. 10 being, okay, we need to evacuate right now or we are probably going to die. So, it is kind of bad inside my house, but not as bad as outside. Outside, it's probably around a 5. And in fact, my daughter, she was looking all over the windows, trying to figure out where the hell is the fire, because she was kind of like Mom, are we okay? If the fire comes near, we will need to leave. And then I'm kind of like, yeah, I know. But don't worry, sweetie, don't worry, because, the smell, I can kind of tell that this thing is probably around 3 or 4 blocks away. So, not that bad. But if it was, 2 blocks or 1 block, oh, hell no, we are preparing everything in case that we do need to leave, Oh, crap. So, during hard times, you're thinking that you're going to prepare for a zombie apocalypse, and you're thinking that, it's like in the movies. All you have to worry about is the freaking zombies or the aliens. And, oh, hell no, you have to worry about your freaking ethics, as in your everyday traits and inconveniences. And the biggest threat, in all of the levels of hell, I don't care, if there are 10 levels of this hell, and 10 being you are in front of the freaking zombie or the alien or whatever it is that you're thinking is going to happen, the other 9, and that one also the number 10, they all will have one thing in common, and it is the fact that you will be facing fires. I do not care how the hell you look at it, you are going to face fires. And oh hell, for all I know, you are going to also experience explosions. My God, we have experienced explosions that have happened probably around 1.5 miles away from my house. That is like the closest one so far, because come on, we have a hell of a lot of buildings nearby, so hell no, so we are preparing for those buildings to blow up any minute also, because of the gas leaks and stuff. So I'm going to explain to you this whole situation, because you might not consider it. So level 1 of hell, meaning every single person will have to go through that one, is the fact that I have said it in the reproduction list that I have about drills. The drills that you do is for you. It's not about other people and what other people will do, to you or against you or for you, and it's insane. So what do I mean by that? Well, in the first video of this series, I've told you, that even if you prepare for sanitation issues, as in you're preparing for a problem with the toilet, you are, and your family is, and all of them, and you have enough water for all of that and whatever. Oh, hell no. At this point, I can tell you that nobody is going to do it. You might be doing it, and other preppers near you or whatever might be doing it. Other people that are maniacs about not being grossed, oh hell, they can be hungry, but they will not be grossed. They are preparing for that. But the rest of the entire population is not preparing for that. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that nobody is preparing for all, and I do mean all, the freaking levels of hell. Because it's just impossible. I haven't found one person in all Venezuela or whatever, and I do mean this because I keep the check. I have a checklist of all the groups and whatever, and I do keep track of what people are thinking, preparing or whatever. And there is just no way in hell that you're preparing for the 10 freaking levels of the freaking apocalypse. Because they will all be different kinds of hell, and they will all be different kinds of level, and every single person will have to go through them in a different kind of matter. For example, like I said, with the fire situation, some people will have their houses on fire. Other people will have their entire building going, on flames because there is an idiot that decided to do a change in the freaking gas pipe. And they didn't consider that when you're dealing with a gas pipe that is connecting throughout the entire building, you need to shut down the entire building because otherwise it will blow up. And then, you have people that are insane and are also collecting gasoline in all kinds of plastic containers, and they leave them in their car, which happen to be in the basements of the buildings, and then they just blow up. And kind of like that. So the levels of how to create a fire, it's like, okay, you know how there was a series of the Nat Geo or Discovery Channel or something. It was called the Blackout, and in this series, in this TV show, there was obviously families that were going through the blackout situation, and there were some teens, I will say adults, but they were acting like freaking teens, that were trying to steal gasoline from a freaking truck of gasoline. So they were doing it, and then the thing blew up. And you will think that this is like a movie thing or overreaction, but oh hell no, that actually is going to happen. And it's going to be way worse, because you will not have 2 people or 3 people trying to get gasoline from a freaking truck. You will have actually a mob that is, it's like, okay, we don't have gasoline, so we are deciding to attack the freaking truck in the highway. We are going to freaking, take stones and throw it at the driver, so that the driver has to stop, and then we're going to steal the freaking gasoline, because that is the best idea that we have to get the freaking gasoline, because otherwise we're going to die without the freaking gasoline. And then we're all going to go and get it. And and by the way, as soon as somebody gets the gasoline, they're like, oh my god, I did it, so I need a cigarette because I just ran a marathon. And then they turn on the cigarette literally 3 feet away from the gasoline truck. And then the thing blows up. So now you have the thing on fire, on top of, in the highway with everybody around, and if you were in a car near this thing because you're passing through, you happen to be passing through near a gasoline. Oh my god, if you're near a truck during a highway when you're in a hard time, I swear you try to avoid all kinds of trucks. I don't care how the hell you look at it. Trucks have very big wheels that just fall up apart. And then the freaking wheel just will travel. Let's say that this is a truck and, there is a wheel here. Yeah, that wheel is going to just go along. Like literally, it will just fall apart, and then it will hit whatever, either in front or behind the freaking truck. And that happens a lot. And people will actually even throw eggs at you, when you're driving near the trucks or whatever. And here's the deal: when you're using the wiper shield thing for cleaning the egg, you will actually make it way worse, because you're not supposed to be spreading egg around, and oh crap, if you need to stop because now you can't see anything, that's when somebody will ambush you, and then you are kind of in a very bad situation. So traveling during hard times is not like in the freaking movies that you will find, yeah, there are no drivers. Yeah, there are no problems. Yeah, there are no roads that, the roads are all there. It's not like the bridges have collapsed. Oh, hell no, the bridges are collapsing. And it's like the roads are flat. Oh, hell no, the roads are going to have holes in it. And for all I know, some holes are as big as a small motorcycle. So, oh hell no. And then you're thinking that the drain in the roads, this is metal thing. This is metal. And you're thinking that people have installed those? Oh, hell no. There is a reason why in Africa they have so many problems with the freaking drainage roads and stuff, because people will steal those things because they are metal and they are valuable. And because they are metal and they are valuable, as soon as you put it in, somebody will steal it, and then you can't have that road anymore. So fixing that problem is like a whole problem. You can't just throw money at it, because every time that you put something like that, it will just get stolen, and then all over again, and then accidents and stuff. So no. So the whole thing with the roads, and the whole thing with the fire, and the whole thing with you trying to move around, it's just insane. And so what you are supposed to, people do still travel, by the way, but they tend to travel, with 2 or 3, cars if you can help it. like in a group, you try to get, walkie-talkies for each car in case that there is no cell phone and there is no nothing. And you do need to know, like how to get there with several routes in case that something goes wrong. And you don't, you avoid at all cost using the roads at night. Really, you just try to avoid all roads during the night, because you can't see anything. And certain roads, you just are kind of like, no, hell no. You don't go there with your car. You actually you will be better, and I do mean way better off if you pay a taxi. I know the taxi will cost you probably the same as 3 or 4 plane tickets going to the same thing. So, it's quite expensive, a freaking taxi. But here's the deal: taxi drivers, they know what the hell they are doing because they do this for a living. You don't. So in certain things, you try to get experts, like homeless people. Homeless people, they will tell you which roads you're not supposed to be, on. Certain police people will tell you where not to go. Certain taxis will know where exactly, what roads to take and what roads not to take, and what time they are safe and what time they are not. And sometimes the taxi drivers will have, arrangements within the same community, so that, because, it's like, okay, I belong to this community, so this gang, they know that I'm a taxi in this community, so they will not attack me, because I'm a taxi driver for this community. But let's say that, my friend is coming over, my friend is not from this community, so she or he is there, they're probably going to be attacked and mocked and everything because they are not from this freaking community. So, you being an outsider, there will always be a spotter. There will always be someone that is watching the roads, and they have walkie-talkies and they have everything. And I do mean freaking everything, okay? Hell, I have seen the spotters with even with cell phones that are satellite kind of cell phones, so that they can tell the gang leaders or the gang groups or whoever is in charge of that area that this person, they don't know you. So, hey, there is somebody who is coming and they are like this, and this, and this, and that. What the hell do you want me to do about it? So, oh, hell no, so that's why you want to try to keep a freaking taxi. And anyway, the point that I was making is that, when you make a drill, you are assuming that everything is going to be the same as the movies, or everything is going to be the same as in good times, that the roads are okay, that the bridges are okay, that the tunnels are okay, that there will be no trees or no nothing wrong in the roads. And you are also assuming that there will be no stupid people that will try to do whatever it takes to get the freaking gasoline. So here is another one. When there is a problem with the gasoline, there will be people that will take a very big knife and a container, and then they will just, go under your car and punch the freaking gasoline tank to get the freaking gasoline. Because what happens is that if you try to blow it, it will take longer. And not only that, but, you're risking contamination in your mouth and everything, because, this is the apocalypse, so who the hell prepare for the apocalypse with a freaking, fluid pump? Yeah, do you have one? Because, 90% of people do not have a fluid pump. So if you don't have a fluid pump, then how the hell are you going to get the freaking gasoline out of that thing, unless you're using a hose? And if you're using a hose, how the hell are you going to do this thing for the pressure and stuff? So, oh crap. So point being that, you just take a knife, which is easier, punch a hole, put the container, take the freaking gasoline, leave. Also because, if you do this by trying to get it out, if you punch it or something, gasoline does not ignite because of liquid. It ignites because of the gas, the air thing around it, the smell part. So a spark into this thing, when somebody is stealing these things, the cars will blow up. So, and some people have been caught on fire because of that. So that doesn't happen that often, and it doesn't happen all the freaking time that somebody's trying to steal the freaking gasoline. But since it does happen, and not everyone is as stupid as the rest of the people, some people are like, oh hell no, that this takes too long or whatever, so I'm just going to puncture it, and then I can avoid the freaking fire, and I can take the freaking gasoline, and I'm leaving. So at this point, there will be people that are, coming back to your car, and, your car looks normal, because who the hell gets inside their car looking, below the freaking car? Nobody does this thing. So the thing is that there are always going to be, leaks here, and there will always be a rest of a smell. So depending upon how long, this thing ago was punctured, this thing will actually catch fire if you get near this thing again. So you are coming back, to the car. Sorry, I got interrupted. So anyway, you go back to your car, and then, you are trying to turn it on, and this thing is leaking or whatever. So you do that, and some people are actually also on their cell phones and stuff. So yeah, now the car is also on fire. It's not going to blow up like in the movies, but it's on fire. So fire, it's just everywhere. There are also, like I said, people that are, oh crap, the whole situation with the fire is just insane. By the way, there will be people that have abandoned their houses, and the houses that are abandoned are actually being used by drug addicts and homeless people and all kinds of people that they just jump over the wall. They get inside the house or near the house and in the garden, because some people will have like a roof that doesn't have walls in it, but you just have like a roof for summertime and stuff, because we like being outside. So that will protect you from the rain, but it won't protect you from the cold and stuff. So what they do is that they will set up a fire in here, and outside in the garden. So I do not need to tell you that you are not supposed to set up fires in gardens. So some people do know how the hell to make a camping fire and how the hell to make fires in the garden, but like I said, not everyone has the knowledge. Every single person during the apocalypse is thinking that everything is like in the movies. You just go and do like a spark, and then everything just works out. Oh hell no, it doesn't work like that. So, and then everybody's like, yeah, putting up the fire is just easy. All you have to do is put water, and then that's it. Oh hell no. So you thinking that everything in the apocalypse is easy because you have done it. No, it's not, because you're thinking that everybody else has the same skill level as you, and no, it doesn't work like that. Or you're thinking that and you are also thinking that all kinds of wood will be worth for doing grills and stuff, and it doesn't work like that. Sorry, I got interrupted again. Anyway, I was talking to you, about the fact that during hard times, like I said, you are going to be dealing with people that, require pooping. Not everybody is preparing for that. People that are dealing with fires. By the way, if you're in Canada or a place that has a snow, and you're thinking that, you can't have a fire because it's winter, yeah, you should try to reconsider that one. Because you can see videos online on people that are cooking inside their houses, and now you don't have propane, and now you don't have electricity to cook. So people think that they can use a grill inside your house, so they are thinking that you can just take any kind of wood and then it will work. And oh hell no. Woods are going to be different. Some woods are going to be good for smoking the food. Other woods are going to be different, and they are good for cooking, but they're not good for grills and stuff like that, because they will take different temperatures and different things. And if you're thinking that cooking with a fire is the same as cooking with the propane, Hell no, because you're not controlling the flame. And, not everybody will know how the hell to turn it off. See, the thing about a fire is that, you need to know how to start it, which is, a hell of a lot of people will tell you how the hell to start it. By the way, like I said, when you are starting the fire, you also need to know, what kind of wood and what kind of materials you're supposed to be using. Then there is a second part, which is maintaining the fire. Once you have the fire going, the fire will die out. Depending upon, where it is and everything, it will die out, or it will just spread like a wildfire, and then you will have, a hell of a lot of issues. But you need to know how the hell to maintain it, especially if you're cooking. And then there is a third aspect of the fire, which is how the hell to put it off, or how the hell to turn it off. Because here's the deal, you might put it off with water and stuff, but then the materials are going to be wet, so you're not going to be able to use it immediately for, the next fire. And you might need to set up for a fire in a few hours, and that material might still be wet or frozen or whatever, so you will need to gather new materials and stuff like that. So hell no. Fire is not like in the freaking movies. And it is not like I haven't seen in any of the apocalyptic movies and stuff, natural fires or fires due to explosions. And the explosions did that, the effects of the explosions that people are going to be dealing with, like all of the glass breaking inside your house because of the windows and whatever, because, usually people do not protect their windows and stuff from the fires and the explosions. Because, you are in the suburbs, so what the hell are you preparing for an explosion in your neighbor's house? Because, you're not thinking that your neighbor is an idiot, but, somebody will have a neighbor who is an idiot. And hell, for all I know, you might be the idiot because, you might be in your house, but then somebody comes to your house, like your brother, your sister, or your uncle, whatever, or your friend, and they try to do something in your house, and now the whole thing is on fire. And, also electrical fires. My God, it's like, I swear to God, I saw, there was a video in which you didn't know whether to laugh, to cry, to do both, and then hit something, or just be like, my God, what the hell? Because there was a guy that was in a horse, and there was water all over the place, because it was a small flood, and so he didn't want to be wet or whatever, so he used a horse. And there was the power lines nearby, and the power lines just created an electrocution thing because they were connecting with the water. And so the guy was, kind of like, nothing will happen to me because I am on the horse, and I am on, on this thing, and the worst part is that the freaking power line thing, it was on fire, and it was on water. So yes, water will also catch fire, not because of water, but because there are chemicals, and chemicals are not the same density as water. So if you are mixing up, water with chemicals, the water will be down, but the chemical will be up. And this chemical can catch fire and will catch fire. And this includes, fire in the middle of the ocean, fire in the middle of the lake, fire in the middle of the freaking river, fire in the middle of the freaking street because there is electricity and there are poles that are wood, and the wood is, catching fire because of the temperature. Even though, it's just, you are like, what the hell? So the guy was there, and he was trying to prove that, it was okay because, there cannot be fires when there is water. Hell no. They can, and they will happen. And this is one of the reasons why you're not supposed to be near water, in flooding situations. And, oh crap. So, this is like, insane. And by the way, in apocalyptic movies, most people are trying to head towards the shores, as in the sea. I can tell you right now that the seas are going to be, if there is an oil drill thing, the oil platform thing that is drilling for oil, those things, they require maintenance, they require spare parts, they require a hell of a lot of things. So if they don't have it, then they are drilling, and then the oil will be out. And the oil will be contaminating all, and I do mean all, of the freaking shore. And that shore, as soon as you get somebody smoking nearby, because there will always be somebody who is smoking near the freaking oil or the freaking gasoline or the freaking propane. And that I do not need to tell you that smoking, and throwing the cigarette, or throwing the match, or throwing the thing into oil, like actual oil, like the black thick thing. I do not need to tell you that thing catches fire. So people is like, oh no, it's a sea. Oh no, oh crap, it doesn't matter. You will be dealing with fire. So, and if you're thinking that you're going to the shore and you're going to be able to catch fish or whatever, hell no. Because if there is a problem, like a huge problem, and these people in the oil platform thing, they are going out for a fire that they have, or an earthquake, or they just left and they didn't return for whatever reason, that thing is going to contaminate all the entire shore, and the entire shore is going to be dead. So you are not catching fish in there. And if you're thinking that you are going to be okay because this is the best place, hell no. It just doesn't work like that. And if you're thinking that it will be best or whatever because it's beautiful, oh hell no, it's not going to be beautiful, because the contamination will be huge. And the not just the contamination, but the smell. I can tell you that the smell in some beaches is so freaking bad that it's just, okay, 8 out of 10. 10 being, if you are there for 5 minutes, you're probably going to die. So it's an 8 on that bad. And if you are a person that cannot stand vomit, or cannot stand weird smells, because there are people that as soon as they smell something bad, they are vomiting. Because they don't have to see anything. All you have to do is open a door. Let's say that you are open the door of a refrigerator that hasn't been opened, and it has rotten food for about a month. That is how bad that smell is. When there are dead animals and everything because of the freaking oil leakage. And by the way, also another reason why there will be fires. Okay, and nobody tells you about this one, but you know how there are movies that tells you that there are birds, and there are an invasion of ants, and invasions of spiders, and invasions of huge mosquitoes, and things like that, and wasps, and whatever. I can tell you that there is an entire, and I do mean an entire community in my country. An entire freaking community. Not a building, not a building, not a street, an entire freaking community. Okay, the size of a freaking community. they had an invasion of something called palometa thing. I don't know how the hell to say that in English, but it is an insect that it looks like a small butterfly, but this one is not a butterfly. This one is like a small pigeon, but it is very 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 bad for it's very very bad. And I can tell you that people will use fire to try to get the smoke, so that the smoke will get rid of all these animals. Because, if you get the smoke, you will get rid of animals. And so there will be a hell of a lot of people that will create fires on purpose to try to get rid of these animals. And they're not going to get rid of these animals, by the way. And number one. Number two, they are creating, because in this fire, there will be people that are so like ignorant that they will actually place chemicals into the fire. Like, like kerosene or kerosene or, oh crap. There are people that will actually put gasoline into the freaking trash so that the smell is even worse. Yeah, the problem is that, that smoke that you're creating, it doesn't work for the insects. It works for everyone. And that includes you. And that includes that if you have somebody within, let's say, 2 or 3 blocks of that particular fire, then you have everyone in there rushing to the freaking hospital with asthma attacks, with allergy attacks, with panic attacks. And what nobody else tells you is that some people will leave their houses, in such a hurry and everything, that they are leaving the house, not secured. And once they go to the hospital or whatever and they come back, yeah, that thing is filled with animals, or they got looted, or, oh crap, you have no idea how bad it is. And nobody tells you these things because everybody is thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be fun. The apocalypse is going to be fun and easy and whatever. Oh, hell no. Depending upon where you are, you will be worse or you will be better. Or you will be facing different kinds of hell. So like I told you, some places will be facing no electricity for up to 6 weeks straight. Some places will be without, I have a friend, she hasn't got any single 1 drop of water in the pipe of her house for 500 something days. 500 something days without water in her freaking pipe. So, in that particular street, there is no water for the last 500 days. One day you come home and then there is no water. Everybody else has water, but that entire street doesn't have any water. And nobody knows what the hell. So, it will depend upon where you are. It will depend upon who you know. Nobody tells you also that one, Everybody is kind of like, oh yeah, it's about how much money you have. Oh hell no, it's about who the hell do you know. Who the hell do you know? It's going to be way more important than money. In a scale from 1 to 10, the money for solving problems, it's going to probably be at 6. Probably. Between 6 and 7, depending upon the emergency situation or whatever. Of course, if you need to buy medicine, it will be a 10. But generally speaking, it will be a 6. But who do you know is always, and I do mean always, going to be 10 out of 10. If you don't know the right doctor, you are 0. If you don't know the right taxi driver, you are bad. If you don't know, the right gardener that will help you out, to get rid of the bees that are, nesting inside your garden and stuff, and now you have a kid who has allergies to bees and you don't know what the hell to do and stuff like that. Like I told you, a lot of people will just set up a freaking fire to get rid of the freaking bees and the wasps and whatever. Oh crap. And, so if you don't know the right gardener, Yeah. If you don't know the right person in the ER department, like you know, the firefighter or the paramedic or stuff or something like that, then oh crap. And if you don't know anything, so the people that you really, really want to try to get a hold of are actually teachers. Because teachers, science teachers, by the way, not any teacher, but science teachers and philosophy teachers. Those are the two ones that you want to try to get a hold of, because science teacher will teach you how the hell to deal with everything. From how the hell to turn off a fire to how the hell to get rid of the bees, how the hell to get rid of the palometa things, how the hell to get rid of how the hell to clean the freaking water, how the hell to to deal with stupid people and stuff like that. That's why you need a philosophy teacher, one that will tell you how not to kill someone, because you will be willing to do it. Especially during the apocalypse, because oh crap, what the hell, there will be people, that other players that just are, you know how, let's say that you're in a video game, there was a video game called Resident Evil Outbreak. There were 8 characters, and each character had something that they were very good at. There was a plumber, there was a nurse, there was some other guy, other girl that had nothing, but she was a student, so she could carry several things, and she was kind of a little bit fit, but not that fit. And there was a security guard who was retired, and each person will have his or her own character traits and experience things and whatever. So the student was horrible at crafting, crafting things, but the plumber was kind of good at it. So it's kind of like that. There will be players that are good at something, and there will be players that are absolutely like zero, like it's a zero, or hell, for all I know, they are a minus in the game. Like, if you have them in your group or near your group, they are actually going to make you lose everything, because they are they are the type of people that will they need gasoline, so they will go and attack a freaking gasoline truck without thinking and of the consequences or anything. So, and by the way, you will always need people like that for certain things, because otherwise nobody's going to do it. There is a TV series that was Falling Skies. That there was this guy who was a gang thing, and he sucked at everything, okay, but he was violent, evil, whatever. But the teacher, the history teacher, which is kind of like similar to a philosophy teacher, similar, not the same, but they are kind of similar. The teacher said, we need that kind of people. Why? Well, because they might be useless, meaning they are stupid, they are useless or whatever, but they are the ones who get things done. If you need somebody to go and clean whatever the hell is being grossed and whatever, nobody's going to do it, but they will. And because they are kind of like oriented towards a goal, and they don't care if they die in the process. And so you gotta try to play to your strength. Never ever put emphasis on your weakness. Never. Because if you try to put emphasis in your weakness, as in you are trying to do things that you suck at it, then you are going to be creating problems. So if something is good about this whole apocalyptic situation and everything, is the fact that it will teach you that if you are good at being pink, you do not try to be purple. Oh, hell no. You try to be pink. Because the reason that you are pink is that you're pink. If you try to be purple, you are screwed, because now you're not pink. And in the process of you trying to become purple, you will become brown. And then you're like, I wanted to be purple. Oh, hell no, you're not purple. But now you're not pink either. So, what the hell? And now brown is useless, because you were trying to be purple, or you were trying to be pink. But now you're brown. So now you have a third situation in the game, which you didn't expect, and now you are dealing with 3 colors and 3 things and basically every single apocalyptic situation that you have will develop into 2. So it's kind of like, you know, that demon thing that you cut one head and then it turns into 2. Yeah, kind of like that. So every time that you try to be something that you're not, you will create 2 of the same problem. You will create the problem and the twin. And then if you're trying to face the twin, then that twin will develop into 2. So it's going to be like a gremlin. You know that movie from the gremlin? They are very cute, but as soon as you put a little bit of water on it, every single drop of water will turn into a demon, and then the whole thing will go, you know, like in an apocalyptic movie with several monsters. Yeah, kind of like that. So stop being a gremlin, you know. Try to not be different than you are. If you are Homer, because, you know, most people are kind of Homer, you keep being Homer. Because the superpower of Homer is the fact that he's Homer, and he's a very lucky, goddamn lucky guy, you know. He's an idiot, but he is very lucky. And that is its super strength. He's not Superman, but he has the best goddamn luck there is. So, you know, try to figure out what your strength is and focus on that. And that way you might be able to survive the fires.